the book from which I used the information. And if you are interested, you can use this book to with your students also. So let's start. Here, good. I'm happy that there are so many active teachers. So look at these three pictures and tell me please one word that is common for every of these, for each picture. Yeah, there are the lines that can help you understand what word it is. Sun, yeah. Yes, everything is connected to the sun. Good. Space, probably, yes, but the picture too, kind of. Yeah, sky, good. Yeah, there is sky. Okay. The sun was the closest option. How do you call all these things? Think about this. Oh, good, Victoria, you were the first one to give the correct answer. Yes, this is solar. So we have solar eclipse, solar batteries, solar energy, and solar system. Right? So good job, Sunny. Yes. So you see now our chat is full of bright, nice, warm words. Okay, good. Solar, good job. So let's make some phrases with these words. Solar eclipse, what can it be? Maybe when I was 14, I observed solar eclipse in Odessa. I noticed there were some people from Odessa. Hello to this sunny city, and that's a real sentence. So I really, when it was in Ukraine, I was having rest in Odessa, and we, with my parents, we observed the solar eclipse. Good. Yeah. Eco energy, super. Yeah. So let's make phrases, let's make sentences with these words. So you choose one phrase and give me one sentence. Sorry, I just need to sometimes drink something because of my throat today. Okay, there are. The Earth is the third planet in the solar system. Yeah, so this is another one. So I'm waiting for your sentences and we will go. I've never seen a solar eclipse. Good. I mean, everything will happen for the first time, but that's a good sentence. Thank you. One cloud is enough to eclipse all the sun. Maybe, yeah, kind of. I would like to have a solar battery, but it's very expensive. Good. Solar eclipse is hard to observe. Yeah, you need special equipment to observe it, right? Because it can hurt your eyes. I observed my first sun eclipse when a girl of 9. Good. Thank you, Ludmila. Good. Thank you very much. Last week, people in Australia could see solar eclipse. I wonder if it is true. In Ukraine, have to be taxes for instance, solar batteries. Really? I didn't know about that. Okay. Couldn't join the webinar. I believe that now you can, and that's wonderful. Solar eclipse occurs when the moon gets between Earth and the sun. Yeah. Super. Thank you very much. Good. Okay, let's move on. Now, the next question, read and answer the questions. Now, I wouldn't ask you to write your answers, but anyway, of course, you can do it. And here, I would like to point at the one, not mistake, but maybe misconcept, something like that I often observe in the classrooms. And I also, from time to time, I face this problem. So when I have a picture, I prepared some questions to the pictures. I start asking students, and there is silence in the classroom. Is it familiar to you? Does it ever happen? Does it often happen? No, okay, so you're talking. Yeah, they need sun energy or solar energy. Yes, we have just seen the picture. Good. Yeah, very often it happens. So that happens with me with students of different age. With young learners, not so often, but yes, so with teenagers, with adult learners, and even with teachers. When I have the seminar, face-to-face seminar, I ask questions and all I hear is silence. But teachers are those who actually would like to, who can speak, who know how to speak English, but still that is silence. So we can assume that it's not just the problem of the lack of knowledge. It's more like a psychological problem because sometimes people find it hard to speak out. Personally, me also, I'm not quite a loud person. I'm good at talking at the webinar, maybe when I'm talking about something connected to my profession, but in real life, I prefer just to have my own mind, to listen to people more rather than to speak. So that's what happens. That is why if you do such an activity, no matter how interesting questions are, you can face some problems. I think you understood what the questions are. So these torches need electricity. The first question actually is quite easy. The answer should be like yes or no, and it's more likely for people to answer. That is why I suggest if you would like to add your own questions, so try to add WH questions, yes, special questions with to find out some details. If you ask, do these torches need electricity? Then you can add why not, right? So it gives more opportunities to answer, and students understand that they yes or no, it's not enough. How does it work? So it helps. So what to do? How to make this thing work? And if this was a real lessons and you were real students, what I would do is I would change a bit this activity. So still there is a picture. I would show this picture. Maybe I would help elicit some words like torches, give light, something like that. It's night in the garden. So anything, yeah, just to match these, to elicit the words, to help students with the words. And then I would split students into groups of 3, not pairs here, groups of 3. Student C, no matter who it is, will get the answers, and all they will get the card with the questions. Students A and B need to compete. They try to make guesses, answering the questions. Yeah, but here everything is like interchanged. Is just to make it more challenging. So the answers. So first, students C start. While students, okay, let me start from the beginning. Students A and B and C, they all read the questions because that is one card with the questions. Student C is the only one who has this question, but he is not allowed to show this card to others. While students A and B discuss, student C try to match the questions and answers. So it will take about a minute, right? So they have very quick time to discuss, and student C should match questions and answers. Now, student C is like a teacher. He knows all the answers. You can help all your students C to and check if they have all answers correct. But I think here is quite obvious. After that, student C starts asking those 2, and they have a kind of a conversation. So they try to compete who will get the more points for correct answers. You can use some tokens, some stickers, anything to nominate to students who are answered correctly. So you see what happened. It's not I'm not the teacher anymore. I am manager, the person who put students into groups of 3, who gave them roles because there is one teacher and 2 participants, And they are busy because students here also need to do some work. He's not just the lucky guy who gets all the answers. He needs just to match them. After that, he can check, or she can check the answers, and those two children need to speak. Why two children? It will add a bit of competition in this activity, because I need to get more points, and it will work like 98% that this will work. 2% may not be fond of competitions, so it can be some different, maybe prize for them, another thing that they will like. They will feel much safer because they need to speak only in their small group. They will try, and after that, of course, after that you can elicit answers from all questions. So point number one, and it's very important. So anytime. So when you plan the lesson, or every time you think that, okay, I will discuss it with my students, immediately switch it to students will discuss it in pairs or in groups. So this is very important thing. And sometimes it's easier. I saw teachers who planned the lessons on our trainings, and they did this, not mistake, but they did this step. They thought, so usually sorry, Olga, nice question. They're used in the gardens. I saw them in the country houses, next to country houses. People use them to lighten their garden at night. Maybe for other people, other animals to enter their property. So each time you want, you think that you need to discuss these questions, ask your students, think that you need to ask your students, discuss it in pairs. You can choose different types of words. For example, like this one, some get answers, some get questions. You can put them in groups, put the questions around the walls, and they will walk and read and answer. You can have it as a mingle activity. So one student has one question and they need to mingle and ask each other. You can ask them, like, hand out questions and answers. Students need to ask and answer and read what they have on their cards and find their pair. So it can be anything. But one more time, each time when you think that you will discuss it with your students, switch it to they will discuss it in pairs or in groups. Next activity. So we discussed these nice questions. Now there is a list of words, and find these words in your sentences. So all students now have questions and answers, and we have a list of words, and students now need to. I'm trying to expand discussions. Yeah. In what way? It's interesting for me, so share with us, please, Olga. So the next task is quite easy. So actually, almost all the words are there, but I think only one that is missed. So find which word from my list, from the yellow list, is not in the sentence. The task for you to find which word from the yellow list is not in the sentence. Oh, Olga, thank you very much. Yes, smooth. Smooth is not in these sentences, but all others are. And I would ask students to highlight them. Then Ray, yeah, Ray, it is in C. They absorb sun rays in daytime. They use it to create power. Smooth. Good. So this was kind of a presentation for the students. So vocabulary presentation, they meet these words in the context. And now as a teacher, if it was a real class, I would, of course, focus on their pronunciation. And after that, I would focus on the meaning, right? So they see it, they match these words in the context. Now I need to teach these words. So I would first, of course, I will ask students to repeat after me the words, especially words like smooth, power, just for them to sound articulate it, power, yeah, ray. And then I would prepare some questions just to elicit the meaning of this word. So what can absorb water, for example, yeah, sponge, ground, something like that, or um, how can you, what gives you light, yeah, so why does your refrigerator work, why does this lamp work, so what helps it, it's electricity. Yes, so I'm going to have a chat with students to check if they understand these words correctly. Nice. Next task is choose the correct option, right? So it's quite like typical exercise. So it's we were spoken a bit. Now I would like every student to focus on the meaning, on the word, and I would give them this activity to do on their own, and then we will check. Solar panels, so let's do some of them. It's quite easy, I think, but let's try. Why not? So number one, solar panels. The sun's light to create power. Hello from Dnipro. So many teachers from Dnipro today. Wonderful. Panels, I think, absorb. Yeah, they don't claw, they absorb. The sun gives off light. Yeah, good. Thank you, Ludmila. Yeah, absorb. The sun gives off rays of light. Yes, the second one is rays. Good. Number three, solar panels have top that isn't safe for cyclists to ride on. It's interesting. I mean, not the choice, but the and choice also, by the way, about the meaning. Smooth, thank you. Yeah, smooth top. Okay, the lights glow at night to look like a famous painting. What it can be? Okay. During the storm, we had no electricity. Yeah, and number six, the lights work together to absorb a picture. Sorry, to create a picture. Okay, so I will just read you the correct sentences, or of course I would ask students to do that. So solar panels absorb the sunlight to create power. The sun gives off rays of light. Solar panels have a smooth top that isn't safe for cyclists to ride on. During the storm, we had no electricity. The lights work together to create a picture. Good. So, and now, again, what can I do to help my students, first of all, practice a bit more, do it quicker, and also to work not individually, but in pairs. I would ask my students, like A and B, I would say, okay, now students B, you close your book. Students A, look at the sentence. Can you remember the sentence that has the verb absorb? Or can you remember the sentence that has the word electricity in it? It is like an example. So because students A will answer, students B have their books on, so they can check and say yes or no. You see what I mean? I hope. So first it will be like a demonstration. Students A have their book closed, students B open. I say the word absorb. Can you remember the sentence with the verb absorb? And students A need to recall, students B can help them because they have books open. By the way, can you remember? Can you name me the sentence? Can you write it down? At least the idea of the sentence, maybe not word by word, but at least the idea. So who has the best memory? While you are thinking, I'm just continuing to explaining. So first I demonstrate this, students practice, then I say, now students B, you say the word in bold, and students A need to say the sentence. In 2 minutes, I will clap and say, now change the roles. Solar panels absorb sun energy. Yes. Torches absorb the solar power. Good, 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 good. We will check just in a minute. And here it is. During the storm, we didn't have electricity. There wasn't electricity. Kind of, yes. So of course, it's the meaning is correct. So it's okay. And I would say that if my students give me these answers, I will say them. Okay, yes, the meaning is the same. So try at least to say the meaning. And this is a good training for the memory. They need it. And then they switch roles and do the same. So it's just for them to very quickly review the vocabulary, develop their memory, say out some sentences that have these words, and they understand how these words actually work. I won't focus on the words very often because I don't, it's not my main aim today. So that's why I have these activities very quickly. Alternative option, if you have not big classes or if you like your students to move, you can ask them to, you can cut out this activity, give them different cards. They need to read, and other students need to listen and to understand which word is correct. It's a bit difficult, but they will mingle, they will meet the same sentences several times, so they can speak and practice vocabulary. They absorb sun rays. Yeah. Good. Great job. Thank you very much. You're very active today. You're answering my questions. That is a big pleasure for me. Thank you. Look at this picture now. Look at can you make some sentences about this picture? Because it looks really interesting. What can you see here? I can see a kind of a road, but it's a road. Hello for everyone who joined us. It's purple. It has something on it. I don't know. It's somewhere maybe far from the city as far as I can see. And so it's interesting. I wonder where I can find this road. And for my students to discuss it, I would ask them to, there will be 2 teams. So they work in groups, they work in pairs. Now there will be just teams. And I will ask my students to make one sentence about this, not path, I'm sorry, but about this picture. And they can get 1 point for correct sentences. The moon way, oh, good. It's a road to the future. So romantic. Good. Moon path is good, but it's not a sentence. So if you were a player, I wouldn't give you a point. Yeah, and I would say, okay, I need sentences. That's how I elicit it. And if you use one of these word from the yellow list, you will get even 2 points. Your team will. A glowing path is beautiful. Good. Yes, it's true. So this is how we actually can practice describing pictures. It often happens in Cambridge exams, because in our state exams we don't have speaking, but anyway, we need to test speaking twice a year, and of course we can use pictures for it, right? So we can prepare some activities for students to describe pictures, and by doing these activities we'll practice. So not just moon road, not just moon path, not just beautiful, but let's make sentence correct. Yeah, and a bit more challenging. Let's make the sentence with the words. Sometimes it will even some words will help you to get some ideas because it's difficult to think of something from scratch. Good. The moonlight row. Okay, now it looks like like a sentence because it has an exclamation point. Okay, yeah, and I know there are so many witty students who would say that who would uh, mm, try to quarrel, try to say that they're correct. In these cases, I always ask the class. So if they agree, yes, let's give them a point. If they don't agree, I'm sorry, it's what the community says. The glow of this path creates fantastic views. Super. Actually, that's true, and that is a great sentence. And there are 2 words. Perfect. There is no rule that you can get 4 points. Get 2 points if you use the words. Sorry. But yeah, good try. So after this, I would not pay attention a lot, maybe 5 sentences from both team or from the team who gets, for example, the team who gets 10 points, no, 5 points is the winner. I don't want to spend a lot of time of it. I just want to create an interest. And finally, here is the text. I will give you a minute to actually to read this text and tell me, please, where this path is. I would give this task for students and to you also. So enjoy, read and tell me where you can find this path. What town? I understand the country, but what town is it from? I would recommend you to read this text till the end and after that to give me the correct answer. Okay, yes, I see some. Olga, you did. I like an activity to use a picture. Yes, that's wonderful. I agree with you. Thank you, Oksana, for sharing. All things like questions, asking questions, trying to guess, predict what is going to happen, they are perfect and they really boost students' motivation. But again, here is the point that sometimes like some students will speak, but some shy students, quiet students, not very confident students, they will keep silent. And when you do the activities in pairs and groups, there are more chances that even shy students will take part. Yes, good, 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 good. Now I see lots of correct answers. Eindhoven, I hope, and this is Dutch. I'm not sure. I think it's the Netherlands. Or maybe the Denmark, because who lives? The Dutch? Okay, good. Yeah, so you see that is the trick that the first text is not about this picture. That's what it makes it. So we are very fast to assume that, okay, it is about the first picture, but if you start reading it carefully, you understand that it is not. And you are right, yes, this is the second text about the cycle path that creates art. It's wonderful, I think. I would like to have this one instead of the road that I have next to my house. Good, good, good. Great job, everyone. Okay, now what we can do with the text. There are lots of activities, like they will meet in the exams, like true-false activities, choose the correct answer activities, but I prefer more creative, more communicative, more critical thinking activities. And this one is to help students take notes. Unfortunately, in our educational system, we don't, in our school system and English learning, we don't pay attention to it. But it's really important for students to be able to take notes. And in some English textbooks, you can even find those paragraphs that teach students what they need to pay attention to, how they need to do it. I remember this skill helped me a lot when I entered the university, because I could listen to my teachers and I could took those notes, and some of the students had problems with it. Of course, now they all have in their voice recorders, they use their smartphones. But anyway, being able to take the most important information from the big text is a very important critical thinking skill. So the first task we will do together. The second one they will do on their own or in pairs. So let's take the first Cromny. Of course, unfortunately, you can't see the text, but to get you the idea. So we have Cromny and we have 6 circles. The thing is that we need to write keywords or key phrases in each circle. So when you look at it, you can tell what this text is about. Oh, here it is. So in the town of Cromny, there is a 70-meter cycle path with solar panels built into it. So I wrote 70 meters. I wrote absorb light, yes, because it helps. Street lights. So there's another thing that it helps, it uses this power to help street lights work, The energy that this road create was enough to power one house for a whole year. Do researches, so it still doesn't work very well. Scientists do researches. They need to know if it is not too smooth for drivers, for cyclists to be safe, right? And we will do it together. I can ask my students that they can, often key information are the numbers and some phrases with the verbs. Yeah, so let's find what verbal phrases you can find here. Then it can be, if you have time, you can ask your students to look at this and in pairs try to reconstruct the text. So it's quite a safe activity because they have just read this text. They just work it with you, so they can sound it out. But not all of the students will do that, because why should I do that? I have already read the text, but we have several activities after that will make them do that. And now, so we practice together, showing finding the keywords, and here I would like my students to practice it in pairs, I think, or on their own. So I will give them about 3 minutes to read the text again and to put keywords about this road, about this path, and then they can switch and compare. For example, if you were at the lesson, what keywords would you write? Important. For example, here you have numbers, but are they really important for this very text? Probably the name is more important, right? Use solar energy. Cycle path, yeah, cycle. Cycle is important. Use solar energy, yeah. Oh, cycle path, solar panels, absorb light, create enough electricity. Good, good, good. And of course, I will ask my students to go home and to find The Real Starry Night by Vincent van Gogh and compare. And next time we will definitely compare these two pictures. Cycle path look like, um, maybe look like, yes, but if you look at this note, will it help you remind and recall the information? Maybe look like the painting, then yes. Glow at Night, Van Gogh's Starry Night, yeah, definitely. Yeah, and many visitors, yeah, attracts many visitors, right? Good. And actually, you can ask students then to exchange and try to reconstruct the text. If they can do it, it means that the notes are good, because these notes work not only for the student but for others. So they are really important information. If not, then it doesn't. It needs some improvement. Tiny lights. Yeah, tiny lights, why not? Thousands. Yeah, maybe add thousands of tiny lights. In this case, it will work because it's really important. And here, the age is the Van Gogh's life. It's life. This period is not very important, but 2014, yes, why not? Tiny lights, yeah, thousands of tiny lights, I would say. Yes, thank you very much. So you understand. Again, to help students, you can ask them, first of all, to look at the numbers, to look at the names, and to look at the verbs. Then they can decide which words around these are also important. For example, here we have made up. Yeah, verb is made, But is it enough to remember this, to get the clue? Not really, yeah? Made up of thousands tiny lights? Yes, maybe. Made of lights? Maybe, yes. Combine to look like, again, too many verbs, but what? Look like, the famous painting, yeah. Creative way of using. Good. And here we have very limited thing, so we can. I didn't have the answer, so I just wanted you to share with me. But if I would take notes, I would say that it was 2014, thousands of tiny lights, glow at night, famous painting. That's 4. 1 kilometer path and attracts visitors. Yeah, this is what I would use. Maybe Van Gogh somewhere also, because not every student will know who this person is. And comparing with this true-false activity, those activities really help to read the text, to understand what is there. Because if you need to make note, you don't just write the words like some of students will do, but we can explain them. We can just check and tell them that you see, that is not really what the text is about. Look at your partner's notes and compare. So do you remember? Can you understand? So these activities really help students understand reading better. And of course, true-false activities are important because that's what they will then meet in the exams and everywhere, right? Good. And finally, the last activity I would leave about 15 minutes to it in the classroom. So first of all, we will brainstorm what other things in your everyday life may need solar power. I prepared some examples from you. For example, heat swimming pool, had home water, cook, charge batteries, power fans. But Your students may be very creative here. Yeah, so think about your everyday, maybe a smartphone charger with solar energy. Yeah, street lights. Good. The cycle part. Yes, of course. This is what was in the text, but what other things can be? Think about your everyday life. What would you like to have with the sun power that works with the sun power, solar power? Power fans, maybe garden lights. Yeah, they're important, of course. Yes, good. So you see, we've got enough examples for students, but if there are more creative ideas, they are always welcomed. Good, good, good. Yeah, hit the house. And then it will be like more challenging activity that it's like this. They get another web or word web, but I will ask them like to work in their pair or a group of three, no more, and discuss this invention. Write a name of it in the middle. Then think, when did it appear? How does it work? So it absorbs light. It uses energy in winter to heat the house, for example. Yeah. How can it help people? People save money, so save money. Yeah. To warm our flats we need, yes. That is what we are going to discuss as a group. After that, we need to write down only keywords. And then I will collect all the works, students exchange them, and the group need to look at the keywords and try to make the presentation. So just to check if everything was clear. Look at my notes. Can you make a kind of a presentation about floor heating that uses the sun power, the solar power? You still have the questions because you need them for better understanding. And you have my notes. Now try to reconstruct what I was thinking of when I was writing these notes. A car with sun power battery. Yes, perfect. Air conditioning like in Australia. Good. And here we give students the real point why they need to speak, because they will try to understand their classmates' mind. So it even can be the question, like, what do you think? Can you read your classmates' minds? Let's check. And after this activity, they will check if they can understand their classmates. And it will really help them to improve their note-taking abilities. And in some years, they will tell you thank you, like I did to my teachers, because I really could do it, and I still can do it, to figure out what important information is. So the task, try to figure out what I was thinking about, what I was thinking of when I created these notes. Just maybe several sentences. For example, answer question number 4. This presentation should be like 4 or 5 sentences is enough, because we didn't have we won't have so much time, because actually we spent lots of time on the words and reading. And now, like, I want to have some production. I want my students to use information, vocabulary information, to use information from the text, knowledge, and use it in their own projects, but like tiny mini projects. So I will start. If I see, will read your comments, I will be really happy. So the floor heating, everything just imagined. I didn't check this information for credibility. So it appeared in good, save money and energy. Yes. So it appeared in 2014 in some houses and bigger buildings, uh, and it can absorb lights in summer. So we use it in sunny places. It absorbs light and creates the power from it. And then in winter, it can really help students, patients in schools and hospitals to feel warm. Yeah. So this is my presentation. Yes, and the invention of floor heating helps people to save energy and money. Yes, right. But using my notes, we can assume that it really helps to schools and hospitals in winter. I think with those problems like we all have in October when it's still hot, but they don't want to heat us, our buildings and our schools, and we need to study in jackets. This will really help. This will really work and be popular. Yeah, good ideas. Thank you very much. It's safe, cheap, and healthy, of course, sure. So that was the lesson. So the presentation of their own project would be the last step of this lesson. Maybe I would then just ask my students, what do you think, what you remember from the lesson, what you like from the lesson, give me 3 words that you remember from the lesson, just to, don't forget to check who Van Gogh is, and so on and so forth. Next question, what was the aim of the lesson? And if you want your students to communicate more, your teenage or your adult students, try to actually to think of aim that includes this communicative component. So if you saw the page, it was like you saw the lesson, it was words, a text, and 2 exercises. So, but if my aim was to read the text, to study the words, to talk about solar energy, it wouldn't be like the full, complete communicative aim. Why? Because there is no communicative reason. Study words to talk about solar energy. I am 12 years old. Why on earth do I need to talk about solar energy? I want to talk about my TikTok or about something like that. Yeah. But I try to add something. So why they need to read the text? Why they need this word? So I try to understand how they can implement this information in to talk about something, to describe a gadget that needs solar energy, and how they can do it using words from the lesson and the text model. Because we read the text, of course, we practiced reading skills, but it was like the model for their presentations, right? And here is what is important, and it really helps me. So when I start planning my lessons, when I think, and okay, what do I want to do? If I start doing, okay, I need to study these words, I need to repeat this grammar, I want to listen to this text, it really doesn't have this communicative direction. But if I okay, why do I need this? So we are going to listen about being eco-friendly. Why? I want my students to have a survey who is more eco-friendly in their classroom. And then when I will plan all the activities, I will try to plan them so they help me achieve my final aim. That's why actually in the lesson, we did these first tasks. We worked with the words to practice them in the sentences, right? Not just all together. I add some other inventions that so you students get more ideas. I help students get some phrases that they can use to talk about it. So that's how I plan it. So what tips, how to get the students speaking? The first and the main thing is preparation. It's not a good news for teachers because, yes, we need to spend some time on preparing the lesson. When you have this habit that everything should be communicative and we always need to prepare some games for them, yeah, then we'll have a bank of ideas in our head. It will be much easier. But from the beginning, we need to take for granted that they won't speak on spot. They won't all speak in the open class. And they even, it's hidden there, but they even won't speak in groups and pairs. That's why I need to think how I need to do that. Are only questions enough? Do I need to write some support on the board? Do I need to use some texts as this conversation starter, something like that? How I want my students to answer me. Again, every time I want to discuss it with my students, you need to turn it into pair or group work. But again, they won't speak in pairs and groups. Sometimes they won't do that. They don't want, they may be lazy, they are tired, it can be anything. That's why they need to get some aim, why they need to speak. I answer the questions and tick new words that you hear from your partner. It's the least what you can think of. Answer all questions and two things that you have in common or different depending on questions. Listen to your partner's answers, then tell about your partner to another student or something like that, yeah? Or listen and find it in the text or compare. So anything that they understand why they need to answer the questions. Pair and group work. When was it in my lesson? So we are going to finish, I think. We had pair work in the beginning, right? When we had these questions. Then it was group work. Pair work when we practiced choosing answers, activity with vocabulary when they need to test each other. Pair work when they read the text and fill in this chart. And pair and group work when they prepare their project. So lots of things, lots of different activities for students to work on their own. Also, use pictures, videos, and hot questions. When I say hot questions, I mean high order thinking skills questions. These are questions that are not about what can you see in the picture, where are the people, what time of the year it is, what season is it, because actually this is what we can see. But if we start asking students something like, how, if you was there, how would you feel? Where do you think they are going? How would you, it's what one of you told me, yeah, about broadened discussions. If you were a reporter, what would you tell about this group? What questions would you ask this group? Here in the book, there is some information, so we can use this information. So I can say to my students, so what do you think is unusual about this glass here? Actually, it's in the students' book. It's not shrinking, it's getting bigger. Yeah, it's really interesting. Where do you think it is? Yeah, so these questions help, these questions that give your students to think about something that is not in the picture, but something that is behind the picture. These questions really help encourage students speaking, because what you can see in the picture: snow, mountains, stones, people. Yeah, that's the typical answer. And they have their right to answer like this, because in everyday life we would answer like that, right? But if I ask, okay, if you were this person here, what your thoughts are? Oh, it's so difficult, or I'm so hot, or cold, or I'm tired, I want to drink, or something like that. Yeah, so they would create something. Where do you think they are going? maybe their children who are going home from school. That's the picturesque road. Or maybe they're having their expedition. Yeah. So different assumptions. Make it personal. Also, try to connect students every day, students' life to what they do in the classroom. We were reading text about those slides, about those paths. Ask them, which path would you like to see first? What picture, what piece of art would you put instead of Van Gogh's Starry Night? Um, when do you think it will be in your hometown? So make it personal, because people like, and children also, they like talking about themselves. That's true. And positivity. When students are talking, always welcome it. Try to hold yourself from correcting them all the time, even if it is the most stupid mistake from the all over. Just keep the note of it. Do some error correction at the end. After the speaking activity, in the end of the lesson, give students the note with his own mistakes and ask him to correct them as a homework. Anything, but when they are speaking, don't, of course, keep it positive, keep this level of trust among you and your students. I think here I would finish my presentation. Thank you very much for joining with me, for taking part in my lesson. That was a pleasure to read all your ideas or all your answers. The lesson was taken from Wonderful World, second edition, level 5. This is quite... you can see quite a difficult level, so you can use it with students of the 6th, maybe 7th grade. This book has a very clear and nice structure, what I like. It has a great grammar focus, lots of clear examples, lots of rules. All lessons have the same structure: words, text, exercises, grammar exercises, and production. So you will always know what to do. There are lots of activities for speaking. You can develop all skills, all texts, the photos, everything is about wonderful world. So be ready to find out new information, interesting things about this, about our world. Lots of students will get those clear vocabulary listed at the beginning of each lesson. It really makes it easy to use and revise for students. Lots of activities help students to practice listening skills, speaking skills, writing skills, and of course, reading skills. If you want to ask me anything, I'm here for you. So please think about 2 activities that you will definitely use with your students. If you share with me, I would be grateful for this. Thank you for your attention very much. Here are my contact details in case you have any questions. As for certificates, we will send them to all participants together with lesson materials as it was promised by the end, within the 5 working days. So we need some time to organize everything. This is my last webinar this year, so I would like to wish you all a very Merry Christmas and a wonderful New Year. A question concerning storytelling colors. Oh, okay, Yulia, you can write to me in Viber if you have this question. Entry to students. I see. Probably you already written me. Yes, it is not forbidden, so they can do it. And oh yes, and I forget about one thing. Next Tuesday is going to be my last public appearance here in 2021. I'm going to have this demo lesson for students of the grade 6 and 7. It will be about topic homes. We will revise some vocabulary and practice prepositions. So invite your students, come yourself, and we will have fun. because usually when there are lots of students on my demo lessons, we always have fun. They have nice ideas and comment very funnily. Okay, thank you very much for your attention. Sorry for keeping you a bit late, but I had lots of things to share with you. One more time, I wish you to survive this December, to be ready to face the new year fresh, full of energy, and of course, take care, and don't forget to have rest from time to time. So goodbye.